Valley FFA. This is your ag teacher, Anthony Meals, here for another Ag Daily. I'm outside here over in our bramble patch, and as I'm looking around, we're actually seeing a lot of green up on our different brambles. And I always have to tell our students, okay, so a bramble is actually your raspberries, blueberries, and those berries that you think of whenever you go to the store to purchase. So now a raspberry can come in lots of different colors, and actually in our experimental bramble patch we have several different colors that are here. So we've got a Ann Gold, we've got a purple variety, we've got your traditional heritage red, and then we even have a black raspberry as well. That's not one that you normally think of. We also have some thornless blackberry varieties as well further down in our patch. So we've got two different patches here that are 40 foot long and about 3 foot wide, just right above from where our ag building is. So in our patch, again, we've got 5 different varieties that we're working with, and they're all, brambles can come in 2 different types of varieties primarily that can be grouped into 2 different categories. One would be a primocane and the other would be a floricane. So our varieties are all primocane. And so a primocane means that on the primary cane, or the primary shoot, which is the initial shoot that comes up in the spring, that will actually be the fruit-bearing vine for that season. Versus a floricane requires growers to keep training vines of these brambles, and they will actually bear on second year vines instead of the first year vines. So you actually have to keep those second year vines, keep your primocanes, make sure that they don't prevent them from flowering or producing buds, so that most of your crop will be on the floricane. Versus with our primocane stock, I'm actually going to come through and we'll mow this down completely and then allow it to regrow this spring. So after we've mowed it down, I'm going to be taking some soil sample tests here, not just, so while we run our soil sample tests of our compost, also be running some soil tests up here with our brambles to kind of assess, okay, what type of fertilizer do I need to add? We've had some poor growth in the last year. Some of it's due to competition with the grass that's around it, so we may try killing that a little bit more. And then also just adding some fertilizer, some topical fertilizer that we can potentially work in a little bit would be beneficial for these brambles as well. They're they have a high need for phosphorus, so that's definitely going to be something we're going to be looking for whenever we do our soil test results in the lab. The other thing, too, that we have to consider is some type of mulching that we're going to do to protect and retain moisture, particularly during the most important time of growth, which is going to happen in the summer. So we know that Kansas can have unpredictable weather seasons. Last season, we definitely did not have a lack of moisture, but what we didn't have in a lack of moisture, we had a lack of nutrients and nutrient runoff in our bramble patch. So again, we're trying to balance those 2 different factors, making sure that we get a good yield. These primocanes, they are going to bear in the fall. So hopefully by the time you come back in August and September, we'll be picking some brambles up here and some of those different varieties and see how many survived the winter. And we've been getting some good survivability rate, and we've also been able to see lots of different new plants and new shoots coming up from the roots. So I'm excited for this season and look forward to continue to bring you along on the journey as we continue that process. Thanks for joining me on another Ag Daily. Take care. Bye.